Hello and welcome to the Horror House Podcast. I'm Dave.
I'm Chris.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Tim.
We're four guys that like to talk about horror, from movies to real life to very low-hanging dong kind of films, as we'll get to later. It's kind of a theme for this season, without even realizing it. We're really diving in
To the dong.
to the dong. We're diving onto it.
Face first into the dong.
Four hosts, and I believe we've had at least 4 dongs this season. So
I can't even keep...
don't look it up. Just assume it's correct.
I believe you. Nosferatu is your pick of the week. Jeff fell over? He's finding something. Let's go live as Jeff does things.
Puts a charger into his laptop.
Oh, is that what's happening?
He has great skin.
Jeff moisturizes. This cutting away to single cameras. Whoever does that in the show is
Does it.
is so handsome and
Great
smart
job.
and probably funny too.
Great job by the unpaid interns we keep locked in the basement.
Oh, kill it. But Dave, Nosferatu was your pick this week, so give us your back of the box VHS summarization. Your
Dave.
blurb. Your
Dave.
fucking.
I'm at Blockbuster. I'm looking at the horror section. See this movie Nosferatu. Pick it up. Look at the back of the box. What does it say to me that makes me want to watch this movie?
Vampire penis.
I'm in. You son of a bitch.
No.
I'm in.
Who can make a color movie feel black and white in your soul? Only Robert Eggers can. Who can make a vampire dong not seem sexy? Only Robert Eggers can. Who can make Lily, what's her name? What's Lily's name?
Monica Rose Depp or some.
Rose Depp. Who can take a beautiful woman like Lily Rose Depp and have her orgasm on screen and make it not sexy? Robert Eggers can. But here we got a gothic vampire drama, sex-fueled beast of a movie, and it also has Willem Dafoe.
I had no idea he was in this when I was watching it, and then all of a sudden there he is. I'm like, Willem Dafoe? That was my exact... I think I said it out loud.
I did too.
It gets to that part, and I'm like, Willem Dafoe? Which isn't crazy. He's in The Lighthouse, but in this... I'll have some opinions later about maybe the William Dafoe part, but...
Same.
Let's get into it. Where do you want to start, Dave? To guide us through the corridors of this gothic porno? A little bit.
Sure.
I saw a penis once.
I saw a penis. There's a couple of boobies in the movie. So yeah, there's some ass, some male ass too. So there's a little bit of everything.
Not as
for everyone.
Not as good of a shot as the Vortilac though, as far as male ass goes.
Agree. Let's start with my premise here. Like, I know this is not a black and white movie, so I don't want to. I'm not dumb. I'm not like colorblind, where all I can see is black and blue and black and white and shades of green. I don't know what dogs see. But it's not the colors, it's the vibe of the movie. It's what it makes you feel in your soul. And to me, this feels like a black and white movie. The color that is there is very muted. The tone is very somber. There's a few things that happen that did make me chuckle throughout the movie. Usually things that I'm not sure I was supposed to chuckle at, but overall it is very kind of bleak and somber, which, I mean,
yeah, there's definitely
period. It's a very bleak period of time.
There's like an overarching, like, sort of veil of dread over the entire movie. That's how I describe it, as a veil of dread. It's very present. It's very good. Speaking of the coloring, the cinematography in this is my absolutely favorite part of this movie. There's lots of parts where, like, they are clearly trying to make you, like, draw you into a fantasy, and it feels like a fever dream how they shot this movie in some scenes. Like, it really is cool. But the one that stands out to me really, really vividly, and it's a very black and white scene, as you're, like, depicting, like a very muted scene, is when the horse carriage is coming up to pick up Nicholas Holt's character in the very beginning, and then he's looking at it. He's like, should I step out of the way or whatever? And then it cuts back to the carriage, and it's sideways, and the door opens and lets him in, and it's like,
they drifted. The horses were drifting.
Yeah, they're fucking Tokyo drifting. But I was like, I loved that shot because it was just so, like, again, like, you as the viewer are watching it and you're seeing this carriage come up, and it's a very vertical shot, and then all of a sudden it's very horizontal. It's very unsettling. It's very low shot up into the cabin of the wagon. And it was just
ominous. It feels ominous as well.
It was it was ominous and jarring, and I liked it though. It was good. It didn't take me. Usually, scenes like that would take me out of a movie, make me feel fucking weird or like this was poorly done. But it felt purposed. It felt good. So I really liked that shot in particular. But yeah, the whole movie is shot really well as far as the coloring and just the overall, like, veil of dread and all that shit. I thought it was really good.
I agree. There's parts or certain shots that really, like, you know, that it was beyond, like, he had this idea, like, they, like, were like, okay, we blocking for a scene, like, they had to get things exactly right, because some of these things, like Orlok standing at the window when he's in the city, and when he's has his outreached hand and it goes over. I don't love the CGI shadow that they do, but I love it going into that. It looks like a painting in a lot of parts, and there's not a lot of, like, fast cuts, which, thank God, because is everybody just over this fucking, like, what I don't think we've talked about it in a while, but the Liam Neeson thing, jumping over the fence and whichever tank.
13 shots.
Yeah.
Taking 3.
We don't need that shit. Is people's attention so bad you can't watch a movie? And in this, I mean, there's moments where I'm like, they're really staying on this shot.
When Nicholas Hoult is coming down the hallway at one point, it's like a 13-second shot. He's going through doors, and they don't follow him through the doors.
Yeah.
And he comes back, and you're like, you expect to see into that room that he just went into, but they don't. And it's again a little bit unsettling, because if you're used to new media, it's quick cuts.
Yeah.
And I think that was a great choice.
Well, like you said, the blocking and the effects. I saw a behind the scenes thing, so they used the effect multiple times, but in the opening scene where she's like, he's come to me, and she gets up and the wind is blowing the curtain in, and you get Orlok's shadow on the curtain. I thought that scene was amazing. I thought it was really cool. And that room that they shot that in was very tight, so as she gets up and walks around, that wall actually has to move out, but it has to do it so precisely so you can't tell as the camera is moving that wall is moving out, to give room for the camera to sweep, so you get that big image of the curtain billowing in. So I think cinematically this is great. It's right in line. This is Robert Eggers' wheelhouse. The Witch, I think, is also very cinematic, and there are some more of the quick cut stuff in The Vitch. But Lighthouse is another one. Like, the Lighthouse is such a gray and mundane location, but he films it in a way that fills it with wonder and lets you just sit and soak in the atmosphere. And I think that's what Eggers does best. is he's an atmosphere guy. Like, you're just soaking in the atmosphere of the city and the set. And it's unpleasant to just sit and watch. You kind of feel, I think it turns on that voyeur thing, is I'm just peeping in on people having these dramatic days. And
that's a really good point. I didn't think of it that way. You're absolutely right, I think.
Yeah. It makes it feel intimate in a way that like makes you kind of uncomfortable.
And a lot of times when you do get a cut, you cut from a scene that's kind of, you're just basking in the atmosphere, and then you cut straight into action. And one of the examples that really comes to mind is you have this scene where it's kind of dour, and then when it cuts, it's the two little girls screaming, and it's so jarring of a cut that it's like I don't think you ever feel super comfortable.
Somebody clip Dave's face right there. I need that for later. It's worth it. It's worth it. Another thing that I like in this is, especially the Nicholas Hoult scene when he goes to meet Orlok for the first time in his castle. We get the those shots that we've already talked about, and those like eye shots where it's like this fucking close on, and it's unsettling, and it's too intimate in the Orlok shots. It's like okay, goddamn. But there's a build and release of tension, and then back to fucking tension immediately when he cuts himself. And Orlok immediately, like, you're already building tension through that because you're wanting to see what he looks like better. Because I feel like he knows we're going into this with an idea of Nosferatu anyway, so he's trying to work with it, but like subvert expectations in a way. So we're trying to see what this vampire looks like. Does he look like what it used to? Is this what is he doing? So we're very entranced in that way, but then the tension of the scene itself and the story itself, you get Nicholas Hoult cutting himself, and then the big release of bam, he's like, I forget what Orlok even says, but he's like, I'm not even gonna pretend I forget, but then almost immediately you get the picking up again, and my favorite fucking moment of the movie is Holt's like terror as it pans to him as Orlok's coming closer, as he's seated in that moment afterwards, and he's like shaking, scared, and I give him all of my pennies for his performance in this. I'm not even mad he used to be Beast, because it was so good in this, especially that moment itself. I was like, God damn, he kind of is like, okay, he's kind of good.
He's my favorite character in the movie.
Were there any cinematography features or scenes or elements that really stood out to you? Yeah.
I mean, just the whole reveal of Count Orlok. Just I love that whole, like, where you don't really get a good eye on him for a while.
It was very ominous, and when he first is feeding on Holt for a while, Jonathan Harker, like, he's delirious, but you feel delirious with him because you're not sure what he's imagining and what is real. Even when he wakes up back into the real world, you're kind of thinking, did that really happen? Because it's possible that did, and it's very different. I liked some of the things that were different. Like, typically, what do we think of when a vampire bites? A bite on the neck. But here, he's feasting on the chest above the heart, which is, that's pretty cool. I don't think I've ever seen it like that. It's always usually the neck or the wrist.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So even when he feeds on Lily Rose later, he's biting her on the breast. So I thought it was great.
Dave, I'm proud of you for not saying tit, because I expected tit.
Me too.
I'm being highbrow. This is an elevated movie. So
yeah.
Speaking of highbrow, I did enjoy the fact that the dialogue in this was very to the time period. I liked that. It made it hard to follow, but it made me pay attention more, which I thought was cool. So I thought that was
Tim.
Fun.
Wait. I think that's your next pick, Dave. Is The Witch, right? Correct. I want to say.
I believe so.
Oh brother! Wait for The Witch. We're gonna get matching tattoos that say The Witch with a stylized VV.
Bitch.
We still have to get matching Task Force 141 tattoos first.
We got a lot of tattoos to get.
I want to point out, so while you're talking about period-specific language, there's a scene. It's hard. You can't really call it a monologue, but Lily Rose Depp is monologuing to Holt, and he has brought the flowers, and she's talking about the flowers, and they are lilacs. So I want to point out that the British folk song "Ring Around the Posy," ring around the rosy, pocket full of posies, that song is talking about lilacs. And why are they talking about lilacs? Because during the Black Death, the stench of death was so bad that they stuffed dead people's pockets full of lilacs to cover up the scent of death. And so I thought that was a really cool addition to the movie. And she's talking about that. And there are times, and I don't think it's bad acting. I think it's great acting, but she's so hard to read because she's talking about, I dreamed we were married and everybody was dead and we were dead and there was nothing but death. And she's horrified and enthralled at the same time. Like, I don't know if she is like patient zero goth girl, and it's fucking hot.
So the other thing I wanted to point out about the period, though, I watched this with my wife because she really wanted to watch this movie, and I was like, all right, we're doing this movie, let's watch it. So we watched it together. Literally, like, I want to say 10 minutes in the movie, she starts like getting on her phone. I'm like, is it that boring? She's like, no, I'm just looking something up. She's like, yeah, their clothes are not correct to the period. Like, she was looking this up because she knows this time period pretty well. It's her favorite time period. And she was like, no, their dress is not correct. So apparently in Nosferatu, the manner of dress is not exactly period accurate.
Okay.
So fun fact,
but it does look good enough for me.
Right.
And the corsets and the way they use the corset and the binding and the ether, I really think that there are deep meaning to this movie. And I know that's something that sometimes I don't think Chris likes that. I almost called an audible. No, I mean, you've talked about like you just want good horror. Like you can have the deep meaning, but you want good horror, and I respect that. I almost called an audible and switched my movie over the weekend. I almost switched to I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I was kind of leaning 30 Days of Night because I also we've done some more elevated stuff, I think, and deep meaning stuff, and I like all horror, and I was kind of craving, like, I don't want to think themes, I just want to jump in with blood and guts. And so I almost switched it, but then we got home Saturday night, Sunday morning, watched Nosferatu, and it was done. I was like, no, this movie's so fucking good. I love this movie so much.
The theme of overall misogyny is pretty heavy in this. It's pretty heavy. And it's a good amount of heavy, though. It's not weighing on it in a way that's like woke. Trying to it's not trying to like I don't like that word because I don't think anything's woke, but it's not trying to like throw it in your face. But it's trying to point out that there is misogyny, especially in this time period.
Yeah, and like repressed sexual desire, specifically, I think is big on this.
The whole Christian craze.
I've got a question for the class, and I actually want Jeff to answer this question first. It's not really a question as much of I'm going to throw out a little theory I have, and I want to get your take on it. I don't think that this is a Nosferatu in the sense of Dracula and vampire Nosferatu. A living dead that is just going around sustaining himself on human blood. I think we are dealing with something different here. I think Lily Rose is psychic, and I think she brought him back, resurrected him through her inadvertent psychic powers, and maybe she is some kind of psychosexual power, but her sexual desire, her desire for love and companionship and sex was so strong that she rose him from the grave. When you see his body, he is still a rotted corpse. He has no interest in like turning somebody. His whole point in feeding on Jonathan Harker is really an attempt to remove him from the picture, making Lily, kind of an easier target, or being able to eliminate a rival for her love and affection in a way. So I think I just have that theory, and there's a few things that go on that make me think that where she has, like I said, she has called him forward. He talks about that, you called me from my limitless slumber, or he says, you have called me from my limitless slumber. You are not for the living. I don't know if my mic picked up any of that at all, but
you were good. You were good.
Okay, great. So Jeff, what do you think? Is she a psychic? Is she doing psychic sexual magic? Is she the first X-Man?
No. I think you're right that she probably has some kind of psychic abilities. She obviously can. They have a link between each other because he obviously can talk to her, and she can feel it or dream about it. He does say in the movie that that she did wake him up from his slumber. So, I don't think there's some weird psycho magic going on, but it's a good enough theory.
Have you ever dated a witch or a woman who claimed to be a witch? This is a serious question. We're going to come back to this. I want to know what Tim and Jeff say.
Tim has a finger pointed, so you need to.
Okay, let's get.
So, I played D&D with a lady who said that she was a witch, and it was really, really fucking. She said she was a Wiccan. I'm sorry, not a witch, a Wiccan. I know they're very separate things. It was really weird. It's adjacent. It was really weird. She wore a velvet robe wherever she went, and it was like a velvet cloak, not a robe, a cloak. And it was weird.
That makes everything so much better. It's like I wasn't wearing my pajamas to Walmart. I was wearing my sleeping pants.
Right.
Okay.
She was odd. I do want to touch back on the whole psychic thing, though. I'm not saying all Wiccans are weird, by the way. I'm sure some of you are very nice people.
Take a stance. Take a stance. Fuck. They're the weirdest people I've ever known. All of them.
I will say this is one of the weirder people I've ever known, because they were trying to do a lot of sexual role play at the table in a comic book shop with her boyfriend sitting right next to her with a dude that wasn't her boyfriend. It was really weird.
In public?
Sex
In public?
In public.
I never dated or was in a relationship with a witch, but I have known some witches in the biblical sense, and sex magic is very big to them. That is a very big thing. There's a element of Wiccan magic and other witchcraft forms where this is why a general feeling that why would a woman repress her power? Men are allowed to be sexual. We currently live in America where the government is trying to reduce a woman's right to
anything
freely make reproductive choices, including the day after pills and Plan B pills, which are safer clinically than Viagra by about 100 times. The death rate from mifepristone is about 0.8 per 100,000 uses, and the death rate from Viagra is about 8 people die for every 100,000 times a man takes Viagra. So
think about all them boners, though.
But only one.
Think about all them boners.
Only one are they trying to regulate right now. So
Gerald's Game.
Would you deny your natural magic?
That'd be good. That'd be
is the general feeling among witches. So,
but
sexual power, psychic power. Tim, Chris, does she have psychic power?
She definitely does, because Willem Dafoe's character specifically states that she is a sorceress of some type. That she is a magic user. I have issues with Willem Dafoe's character in this movie, and I'll bring them up. But
I have one issue with it.
But I do. He makes a point to it that she is basically a sorceress. She is some sort of wielder of dark arts that has some sort of sway or pull over this creature. Chris, thoughts on psychic?
Up 18.
Oh, well, we're going live to Dave for the Pacers update. Dave,
Pacers are up 18 points with 10 and a half minutes left in the third quarter.
There we go. I didn't even think about it during the movie, honestly. So I don't have any strong feelings. You're gonna step on me? You're gonna step on I'm in the show. Let's talk about sex witches or whatever you were talking about. I don't know.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
I don't know.
Pacers, let's talk about sex witches.
I don't know. I don't have any strong feelings on that, but I'm ready to talk about Willem Dafoe's character because he shows up in the movie. And immediately, I think a couple of us at least were like, Willem Dafoe. And then very quickly, I was like, I wish they'd have cast anybody else because every time he's on the screen, I'm taken out of this movie.
That's how I felt. His character was so like everyone else felt this veil of dread. He was the one character that felt a veil of intrigue the entire time. So anytime he didn't feel scared, he didn't feel dread, he didn't feel anything. He was just excited to fucking explore shit. And it was like, every time he was on screen, just like you said, it took me out of the movie. It made me feel not so veil of dread. And I'm like, dude, this is fucking scary. Why are you not scared? He never felt scared. Even when he thought the world was ending, he was like, it's whatever. Let's do science.
He just reminds me of Mel Brooks from Dracula Dead and Loving. Just very silent. Look.
If you look back to every time I talked about Nosferatu before it came back, I was excited for, quote, unhinged Willem Dafoe because of what Robert Eggers got out of him during the filming of The Lighthouse, because of what we saw during American Psycho. Like, Willem Dafoe is a national fucking treasure, and
I don't disagree.
I would die on that.
I don't disagree, but I don't think he was the right person for this movie.
I don't know that it was Willem Dafoe was the wrong person, or that they didn't, like, he seemed too constrained. I wanted to see more unhinged moments. I wanted to see, like, psycho lighthouse Willem Dafoe.
Which we've already talked about on the show. Go back a few seasons to the audio only Horror House back in the day. We've talked about that. We both, I think, loved the Lighthouse at the time. I think we probably still do. But to me, in this, like, his energy just takes me out of it, and I realized as it went on, like, I'm a little bit differing from Tim. Like, he's in the story aspect of it, like, he's not terrified in this. I'm more looking at his performance, which made me start to notice other performances, which made me start comparing stage acting to film acting. And then with those long shots, I'm like, this almost feels like he's trying to mix a stage play with film, like close-up acting, which are two different things, and it doesn't, in this case, work for me. And that's all. I felt like a teeter-totter after that, because to go off Willem Dafoe, but to stay in this thing, like Harden, his wife is dying in bed, and it is about the worst death scene I've seen in a hot minute, and it just stays on her and pulls out so slowly it might as well just be a static shot. And she is keeping the same cadence in her voice, the same, like, almost like she's on a fucking stage. Like, we get other people, Nicholas Hoult is great at the closer up stuff, but other things feels like it should just be on a stage, because there's no deviation in, like, how they're delivering shit. Aaron fucking Taylor Johnson, I think, is terrible in this. If I'm going to be honest, I think he's the worst part of this movie, even though Willem Dafoe took me out of it. I don't think Aaron Taylor Johnson brings anything to this. And there's a moment a little bit later where it's Willem Dafoe and Taylor Johnson going back and forth. And to me, they're talking about the Nosferatu problem. To me, it just felt like actors giving lines to each other. And I'm like, I couldn't be more not into this moment. And a lot of the last bit of the movie felt like me, like, analyzing it more like, this is a play trying to be a movie with some of these performances, and it just took me out. That's just me.
I think the whole purpose of Aaron Taylor Thomas, Tinker Taylor,
Tinker Taylor. He was on Home Improvement, I believe.
I think so. Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Tinker Train Jonkin Bonkus.
His whole Jingleheimer Smith. His whole character was, I think, solely to contrast with Lily Rose Depp and her sexual repression, because he doesn't feel restrained at all. He is always talking about how much he desires his wife and wants to make love to her all the time, and he's raunchy in public and he's raunchy in private, and you don't think twice about it, because he's a man. He's allowed to express those sexual desires, where clearly Lily Rose Depp was hungry for companionship and rose a whole half-dead Hun from death, and because her sexual repression is so bad. So I think that's the point of the character. I agree. I think he's a pretty solid actor. It's hard to tell because Kraven the Hunter was so bad. But he's in a couple other things that he does pretty good. And this, I agree. I didn't think he was great. Let me pull up.
I agree.
He's in some things that are surprising.
I tend to be fine with him. I don't give a shit about his fucking older wife and all that shit that the internet seems to love to jump on. I don't give a shit. I think Kick-Ass is awesome. I think it's one of the funner kind of superhero things of that era, and he does great in this. But in those things, but in this, he just took me out. The accent, the same with Willem Dafoe. Some of these, it just feels like people giving lines to each other to me. But I mean, that's just their performances. It kind of removed me from understanding the story completely. If I'm being honest, because I'm so focused on being like, why I don't. Because we look at, Egger's kind of with the witch, with I think the witch is the only thing I've seen of his. But it's the lighthouse. But they're so immersive, especially the witch is what I was thinking the whole time I was watching this is, you're in there and nobody's performance in that. It's so authentic to what's happening. And I feel like it doesn't feel like a movie. No, I haven't yet. I kind of don't want to. Nicole Kidman's in it, and I just feel like that's going to take me out. But is
Anna Taylor-Joy.
Oh, is Sexy Bill in it?
No.
Oh, fuck that movie then.
No. I don't. Hold on. I don't think so.
But I mean, what was I saying? Aaron Taylor.
He takes you out of it.
Yeah.
Alex, not Bill. Alex is in it.
The worst. The worst one. Oh. Erase my name from that fucking list, Thanos, because I don't want to go. Take me to the fucking creator. I don't want this. By the way, there was a moment earlier that I really wanted to do a thing, and the thing completely fucking passed us by, and I couldn't do it. But I can do it now. We can do it now, at least. We were talking about Willem Dafoe. The greatest Willem Dafoe gif of all time.
Yes, that is.
That's what should have... editors, go back, put this in when we first started talking about Willem Dafoe. That's all I ask. I'll leave this up for a minute.
So the thing I want to point out here is like the dichotomy of the characters. So you really have, Herr Harding, Willem Dafoe's character, his name is escaping me, and Lily Depp's character. They're all three very different characters. So like Willem Dafoe's character believes in the dark arts from a scientific standpoint, right? He's looking at it scientifically. Lily Depp's character is like dealing with it in real time, spiritually, psychically, whatever it is. She's dealing with the dread in real time. And Herr Harding's character, he is neglecting it. Not neglecting it. He is downright refusing it, right? Like he doesn't believe that it's real. So you have like, and they have a lot of scenes together where it's all three of them. And then you have that stupid fucking student of Willem Dafoe's that's just there to say science words and then leaves. What the fuck's he there for? I don't know. But you have these very, very different characters that are approaching the same problem from very different standpoints. And there's the big blow up between Lily Depp's character and Taylor's character that they have that he's again trying to repress her. He's trying to like say like, you don't talk to me that way. You've forgotten yourself or whatever he says. Because he's not used to dealing with a woman that is, I guess, not necessarily unhinged. She's not wrong, but he's dealing with a woman that's not repressing herself. And he doesn't know how to handle that. But he's dealing with his wife being sick and all this other shit. Like I get his viewpoint, but you do have these three very, very different characters that are. It doesn't even seem like they're all working towards the same goal, and so it creates this weird maelstrom of like ideologies that is like, I guess, not super well fleshed out in the movie. Kind of takes me out of the movie because there is like this maelstrom of ideas that is just not. It's not cohesive in a way that doesn't make sense. Like I can deal with differences in opinion, but when it's this profound and then like you really never get any sort of like reconciliation. Like Herr Harding dies.
This is an Avengers movie. This is not an Avengers movie.
I get that.
this is real life. We don't always, see eye to eye.
Right.
I would have liked to see Harding get more bloodthirsty. I mean, like, I'm going to avenge my wife and children. I would have liked to seen that more. Get angry.
Sure.
Because he never...
Don't fuck your dead wife to death.
He seems perturbed, but he doesn't seem...
Wait, I don't...
angry.
That's what happens in the movie.
I mean, but to say it out loud, can we run the podcast through a car wash? Is that... Can we... Anyways.
And I don't disagree with you. Like, it's a horror movie. It's not an Avengers movie. I just felt that it was so disjointed, and there was, as a movie viewer, you want at least some resolution of the disjointedness, and, like, Harding never gives in to the fact that it's, like, a demon, right? Like, he never fully commits to that. Willem Dafoe's character never commits. Like, he commits, but it's in such a weird sort of, like, bravado way. He's like, yeah, we're gonna go do this, even though he knows it's not gonna work.
Over the top. He's just gonna burn everything in the coffins and the estate. He's just gonna burn it down.
So I guess as a moviegoer, and that's probably a credit to the movie. As a moviegoer, I'm like looking for resolutions between these characters. I'm looking for that Avengers moment where they all come together and do combo moves and shit. Like, I get that. And so that's probably credit to the movie, but
instead, a strong, independent woman vanquishes the demon by giving into her sexual urges.
So that was the funny part. My wife did not finish the movie. She disliked it so much she wouldn't finish it. So I watched the last 40 minutes alone. And she was like, "So what'd you think?" I was like,
the blood-sucking titties movie.
She did not. And I told her, I was like, I really like that the female was the hero at the end. That the woman was the hero at the end. That was cool.
I want to talk about the end because I guess I'm a little bit confused on it in a way.
Well, we're there. What are you confused on?
I mean, Emily, she is the bait. She sacrifices herself so Orlok, dies into the sun. I mean, I think either way that I look at this, that's just how it is. Like, she does that. She sacrifices herself. But I have to look at Orlok in a way that, one, is he so bloodlusted and so horny, maybe, that he's just going to suck on her till the sun comes up? Or is there a part of him that wants to die? Because when he raises up and knows it's the sun, he doesn't run off into the shadows. He's just there and dies and takes it.
And she doesn't. It doesn't take much coaxing for her to say, "Come on back to these grubworm nips." And
Jesus Christ,
I can't.
Okay. I think this harkens back to the whole psychic thing. I think she has.
Where did he come from? That was a shortcut I didn't know I had.
Defoe was excited over the nips, man.
Mother of God!
That was a great cut.
That was God. That wasn't Chris.
that wasn't Willem Dafoe that's when Willem Dafoe comes into the room and sees Orlok's dead. It's that gif. No, I think that, in my opinion, this is hearkening back to her whole. She has a psychic control over him. So when she gives herself to him, she's not his anymore. He is hers. I think that's what they're kind of giving into.
Then why did we have the whole rest of this movie? Why didn't she just get to the fucking point?
Well, she didn't want to give in, right? She didn't want to. She loved.
She's repressed.
Well, and she also loved her husband.
Also, we wouldn't have had a movie, but that's one of those things. It's like, what did you want a movie or not?
1800s. So, this is a historical fact. As of 1800, they had not invented the cuck chair yet. So,
poor old Nikki Holt. He jacking off out in his own time.
1976 in a Super 8 motel in Texas.
But did you? I mean, Orlok is like this ancient thing. I mean, he's kind of towering. He's got this presence for sure. But at the same time, for the whole movie, when you get a good look at him, there is like other than like an insectoid kind of thing, there's an air of pathetic to him, honestly. And maybe just because he is as old as however he is maybe what makes me feel like he just gives up, and then like, I'm gonna suck on a earthworm titty and then I'm out, because what's the point? And I can't blame him. I can't. Other than the earthworm, I gotta be clear. Go ahead. Other than the earthworm,
I think that he is. She summoned him, right? Like, we know that. That's a fact. He is. They try to cut to film it in a way that makes it seem like she is under his spell. That's not what is going on 100%. Like, the end of the movie kind of dictates that he is under her spell, and she cut those ties, but he can't. Or she attempted to anyway. He can't. He is drawn to her. Yeah, he is drawn to her. She is connected to him, but he is drawn to her. I mean, everything he does is just to get back to her. Everything he does. So,
question for the Dungeons and Dragons expert.
Sure.
Tim, that's you. Is
I figured
Orlok a sex golem?
A sex golem. I don't know if that is in D&D, but if it was, it would be.
No, we just invented it right here.
Sex golem. Okay.
Tim, changed my character. I got a different idea. Hold on.
You're just Dave's sex golem. Shadow sorcerers are known for raising the dead. I mean, looking at it from a golem perspective, right? Like, a golem is crafted from magic of material, and they're beholden to their master.
He was specifically raised, maybe unintentionally, with the intent of providing her with companionship and sexual release. That is my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay, that is my story. But if I'm sticking to your story, yeah, no, he is a sex golem. That I would say that is 100% accurate. I mean, looking at it from like a magical standpoint, right? She raised him for companionship, for sure, and they immediately, do the deed, and then she's kind of beholden to him. They have a psychic link, which golems typically do have, to their creators. So yeah, no, sex golem works. I think.
Speaking of
golem, I will say to the ending, as you were confused, Chris. I think that this whole movie is trying to show that Orlok is beholden to her, and she is kind of beholden to the societal norms that she's stuck in civilized society. And it's those two conflicting things that are happening. And when she decides that she wants to save her husband and make sure that he lives, she gives into this link and is like, well, he's mine. I can keep him. So she does, and she vanquishes the beast, and she is a badass for doing so. So she is the hero of the movie, and I love that.
Okay. There's a whole nother character I would like to talk about, and that's Orlok. I love this fucking minion character, man. The what?
The minion?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love this character. He's so fucking unhinged. Even when he gets a Holt and gives him, like, hey, I understand you got married. You're going to need a better job and better salary, so I'm going to give you this job. And clearly, he's been manipulated. He's manipulating Holt at this point, but he is both the doddering, silly old man, but there's a menace to everything he says in that speech. And he calls Lily Depp. He's talking about his young bride, and he's calling her a sylph, which is, that's old-timey speak for that's a hot bitch. So he is so unhinged. And then the next time you see him, he's naked, burning fucking candles and praying into the Necromonicon.
What did you say? The Mama Comic-Con? What did you say?
The Necromonicon.
I can't right now. I got it in the show.
Is it not the Necronomicon?
That's not what you said.
You said That's not what you said. That's not what you said.
I don't know if my mic cut out. I know the Necronomicon.
You said Necronomicon.
Editor, go
you were
back.
all over the place.
Oh my God. Oh, this is an editing dream right now. Oh,
you guys are burnt. Yo, Bart.
When this episode hits YouTube for the first week, Dave's gonna text us and be like, "You know what? I quit. This was bullshit. I'm targeted."
I'm still in.
Real quick segue here. I got my wife for Mother's Day a cookbook called the Necronomnom. It's a undead cookbook. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, the Necronomnom.
Include human flesh recipes.
It does mention during all the recipes it calls humans the evolved apes will really like this meal, and then it goes into the whole recipe, but it refers to humans as evolved apes.
You almost got a spit take on that one, Tim. Necronomom. I almost lost it.
I know where it is. I go grab it. It's great.
Almost to me.
It's called the Necronomnom.
Before we get to our overalls, there's one other thing that I have to bring up. And you guys have, I'm not saying we're done, but I'm just saying this is my last thing that I want to bring up. Is Monica, Ross, and Rachel's Depp. She had a moment, and I literally laughed from my gut. It's when she's having that moment with Nicholas Hoult, her breakdown thing where her eyes are rolling back and her tongue is wagging. We get this build up and this zoom in, and I'm like, okay, two things are gonna happen. I'm gonna either get a cool makeup, maybe or as subtle maybe as it is. Maybe I'm gonna get the most amazing facial performance from a modern actress. I'm gonna get one of these, and then I get a girl doing her best Gene Simmons, and I'm like, I can't not laugh at this scene. I wish they'd have just cut. I wish they'd have hard cut, and we just looked at Nicholas Holt's reaction, because he would have at least pulled it off. She didn't pull it off to me. I literally laughed. I could not help it. I was like, this is. Robert Eggers, you're gonna leave this in? You're gonna leave this in? Wow!
Is that not what it would look like when they orgasm?
That was him and a Gene Simmons lady. I can't. And it's not even long tongue. Mine's longer than that. And it's not long.
That was good, Chris.
Yeah, I laughed at that moment. I thought it was bad. I thought that was
kind of cringy.
I thought it was
cringy.
A straight bad. I had to bring that moment up because I was so amazed that
they just left it in. Interesting choice. It was an interesting choice. I do want to say, and this is my last thing I want to say, is the funniest thing in the movie to me is when they wake up and he's getting ready for work that first day, and he leaves, and she's like, he's already got the job. They're going to send him away, demonstrating her psychic powers again. But he's running down the street to get to work, and he's running this way. But there's a herd of cows in front of him, so he immediately turns this way, and runs 10 feet to his job. Why were you going that way if it's so close to go this way to your job?
Fucking Brits, man. They don't know directions.
What the? Yeah, he has no spatial awareness, apparently. So get a GPS, dude.
Yeah, damn. You're flying the X Mansion plane? Get out of here. I forgot what it's called.
X-Jet.
I think
they just call it the X-Jet.
I think my final thought would be I liked the movie. It wasn't my favorite. It felt also I liked the Veil of Dread a lot. I thought that was really good, but it did feel a little disjointed at times, especially when it came to what are we supposed to be afraid of? And this, maybe I'm misreading it, but like sometimes it felt like it was like an Exorcist movie, right? Like she's possessed. So you have the fucking weird eye rolling, tongue wagging, weird shit. And then it's a creature feature.
I wanna rock and roll on.
Right. So you go from Detroit Rock City to creature feature, back and forth, and I get that it's part of the story. They explain it well. I don't disagree with that, but it just, I wasn't sure whether to be afraid of her or be afraid of him. And again, that's probably part of the movie. It just, I didn't, as a movie viewer, didn't enjoy that. I was like, what am I really supposed to be afraid of? And that's that's probably what they were going for. But me personally, that wasn't my favorite.
Yeah.
All right.
There's one last thing. I lied. There's one last thing that we haven't talked about, that we should have talked about, and that's Orlok's look. The big fucking bushy fucking
the fingers. The fingers.
I felt like the fingers were on point, but
they were great.
The mustache was a new thing, and we've got the talk since then. But how did everybody Jeff? I'm gonna start with you. How did you feel about the look this time of Orlok? Good, bad, indifferent?
No, it's good. I mean, the original, he looks just creepy, and that's what they went with. And this, he just kind of looks more like a normal person. I thought the look was good, though. I think it fits the time period.
And that's what I've read is, like, you know, the mustache was a big thing because it's like in that time period the mustache was like king. You had a mustache, you was yeah.
And his especially brother, if you were royalty. And look at that woodcut of those most famous paintings of Vlad Tepes, who was the inspiration for the Dracula legend. What do you see? You see the long handlebar mustache. So I think it's on point. I think the big furs, you know, he's not over the top cape and turning into a bat. So I love the look. I thought it was unique. I almost always would prefer them to do something new than just to go back to the old shit we've seen 1,000 fucking times. Even if something doesn't land, but I think it lands here. But even if something doesn't land, I'll give you points for just at least you tried something new.
I enjoyed, there was one scene where they're kind of flying over the London city or whatever with his hand, and you see Wario, his cousin, just beating the fuck out of Mario in the corner, just punching the shit out of him. It was really good, so I enjoyed that.
I missed that one.
What's the Wario sound? Yeah.
Damn.
Thank you. I do Wario impersonations on the weekends.
He does.
He was a kind of combination of Wario and Waluigi because he wasn't short. He was tall like Waluigi, but he was stocky like Wario. He was thick at the shoulders for sure.
Thick at the base too. If you pick up what I'm putting down. Anyways,
I'm picking up putting down.
Is that the most obvious I've ever went for? I think I dove into that.
Yeah, that was pretty. Yeah, I could feel you were going for the meat, if as it were. Was that the most obvious I've ever been? I think it was.
Could have been. Jeff, you got one?
Penis. Jeff, just look into the camera and say penis.
He says no. He says no. Tim, do it for him.
Penis.
We got each other's back in the whorehouse. That's just what we do.
When I run for city council, that clip is going to go viral. I'll be like, yeah, you're welcome.
Here we have a white male asking our running for senator candidate Tim to say penis, which he immediately does on the internet for the world.
Yeah.
And that's how you win.
So you can't even say Merry Christmas or penis.
And that's how you win. That's how you fucking win. That's how you get votes. Penis.
Yeah, it's not like I said I really was into, Orlok or Orlok ramming his huge hog into Lily Depp. I didn't say that.
But I did. Oh, it went forever. That was like the perfect. All right, let's take the science pin out of our hats, everybody, and let's. Everybody cool to rate this now? Are we ready to give our final opinions?
I'm good.
Let's do it.
My movie. So
your
Jeff.
Movie. Oh, Jeff was attacked.
Jeff is first.
By Mountain Lion.
Oh my god, I love it. I'm such a cat guy. It's
Dan from accounting.
Daniel from within accounting is.
But
all right, Jeff. Yeah, give us those final opinions and your rate.
The movie was good. I do like the scenery, the tones, the look of everything. How like everything is, like you say, black and white. Even though it's not a black and white movie, the colors are very muted. Willem Dafoe's appearance is just very comical.
A little jarring.
Just like when he's like, what was that? Ether. He's like, stop using ether on her. It's great. No, I'd give it a 9. I enjoyed this movie really well.
A 9. All right.
Jeff rates high.
wow.
Good taste, Jeff. Good taste.
Couple of us have got our work cut out for us if we could have knocked the knees out of this bitch. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that's what we should do. I'm just saying if that's what we... Listen.
Right. Is it my turn? One. Move on.
I'm trying to bias the
Yeah,
rate.
yeah.
No,
me
I
too.
don't-
Me
I
too.
don't-
Me too.
I
Negative
don't give it a
400. I'm joking. Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I thought the cinematography was so good. So good. I really liked that it was unsettling. It made me feel things as I was watching the movie, which is very rare in today's media. So I really liked that. The acting was good from a good amount of the cast. Enjoyed that. As a father, the daughter's dying and the dad having to bury his family, I wept a little bit, cried a little bit, shed at least 2 tears. That was hard for me. Didn't like that so much. This movie made me feel a lot, and it was I think pretty kind of profound in its messages. I like that, and I really, really love that the woman character in this movie, like, that everyone was kind of shitting on through the entire movie, with the exception of Willem Dafoe, that was kind of like on her team, but also just like wanted to see if she would fuck it up or not fuck it up. It was Willem Dafoe's character is so fucking weird in this movie. I like that she was the winner there at the end of the movie. So I really enjoyed it. I thought the veil of dread was so fucking good in this movie. It was so fucking good. I can't harp on that enough. And the best part was when Aronach was, I was supposed to be king of the rats, and then dies. That's the best part of the movie. I don't know why anyone didn't bring that up. It's the best part of the fucking movie. I give it a solid 8. It is a good horror movie. It is a good horror movie. There was a few things that I had issue with, just from a storytelling standpoint. You know what? I give it an 8.5 because I love a slasher movie and they have no fucking story. So me shitting on this for not having a good story is bad. 8.5.
Damn.
Chris.
Dave, how you feeling? We're half done. You thinking it like it's those are pretty high marks, brother. Like
yeah, I'm coming back from my vacation, and I'm not going to be emotionally invested in what you guys rate. If you rate it high, good. If you don't, good. Just throw your stuff out there.
Well, thank God I'm next then, because let me tell you, I think there's a lot of cool stuff here. I think there is some amazing cinematography. Some extraordinary.
I like that we all agree on that. By the way, cinematography is just fucking amazing.
I don't know how you couldn't agree with it. It's
I know.
As a comic book fan, a lot of these feel like they could just be like shots in a panel in a comic book.
It's like Kingdom Come if it was a vampire.
It could literally be just paintings, and it works. But the story's cool. I mean, we can get into, and I love that there maybe is a little. You could argue that there's ambiguity for the ending. I feel like I'm the only one that is in the Orlok is just ancient and wants to die kind of camp. But the fact that there's any kind of wiggle room, I enjoy, because then it makes you think more about it and longer about it, so it sticks around longer. And I think Nicholas Hoult, and Dave knows, if there was a fight in the streets, I'd be going to Nicky first. That's just how it is. And he's in my fucking. He's Lex Luthor. He's my Lex Luthor now, so I gotta fucking deal with him anyways. So, but I think he does. I think he's maybe my favorite actor in this movie. I think his terrified moments are amazing. That moment when he's in Orlok's castle, and after he cuts himself and he's sitting there and he's like shaking, I'm like, that is like pure unadulterated terror, and I love it. I can't look away from it, and I want things to happen to him that are bad so I can watch them. And they don't on camera, but like as it builds up, it's great. It is so good in his performance, the shaking and the sheer terror. I don't know if I've ever seen that so much pulled off this way. But Willem Dafoe shows up, and what the fuck? He is so out of this world. He may be. I'm afraid he may be. And takes me out of it and makes me realize that I am watching a movie, which isn't, of course I am. Why is that a bad thing? But it means that I was immersed into it to a degree, and then I'm being pulled out of it, and I don't think he was the right person for this, because that makes me
exactly the same.
That starts making me see other performances. Aaron Taylor Johnson, Lily Rose Depp to a degree, especially the Gene Simmons impression, which I was like, whoa, they left that in. His wife as she's dying, the Harden, as she's the Harden wife, as she's dying, it stays with her, and her inflections and her volume never changes. It feels like a stage play, and I'm like, I start to feel this teeter-totter kind of thing, where I'm like, I literally just saw, this is maybe my longest overall of all time, I'm sorry, but I just saw somebody talking about somebody who kind of came from the stage to film, and they're talking about these intimate, like, you know, the close-ups and like how you need to behave and act different for it to translate. And they're like, in a way, you can just think what you're feeling, and that kind of is enough in a way. And I agree, in this movie, there is not enough of that subtlety, and it takes me out of it a little bit. And that is beyond Willem Dafoe. That is my biggest thing. My biggest criticism of the movie is I want to be immersed, but I feel like I'm being pulled to a movie or to a stage play. And I wish they would have, maybe they were kind of trying to do that, but I don't. When you're trying, it's two different things, and I'm right in the middle, just like going back and forth. And I did not love that. And that's my biggest criticism for the movie. But I did like this movie. I thought there was great things about it, and you should watch it. Is it as good as the original? I don't think it needs to be. It's a different thing. It's got its similarities, and it's based
It's vastly different, yeah.
Yeah. But I cannot go as high as my cohorts here. I'm going to give it a 7. Dave.
All right, so I do like this movie. I've watched this so many times. It's kind of become a comfort movie. One, it's dark enough shot that it's conducive to lay in bed and go to sleep. It's interesting enough. There's little subtle things either in the set or the acting that you see a little different, or it is maybe not perfectly period accurate dress or talk, but it's accurate enough that I've picked up a few different things on rewatches in the language, and I really like that. I really like a lot of that, because it's a more formal style of speech. It's a more poetic style of talking. You know, it's not nah, brah, nah, man. It's more colorful and depth and meaning and nuance, and so I really like it.
It's more of a nether, brother. What do you mean?
Yes. Perchance, the burden meaning has lit upon your shoulder, but what would you give it feast upon this day? So I really, really like this movie. There are, like I said, some intentionally funny things. The Nicholas Hoult trying to get to work, and then instead of going this way, which is trying to go, he is inconvenienced to go this way, and he's right there. And maybe it was just a movie shortcut, and they didn't mean to be literally he turned and ran 10 feet and he was there, but it came off that way, and I liked it. Also, when Orlok walks off with the locket that Lily had given him, and he's just left behind, and he's like, sir, can I get my locket back? Sir! And Orlok just is gone. He's gone with the locket. So that is one I think is meant to be a little bit humorous, by the way. But it is very deep. It is great. It is not action-y horror. It is not let's go straight into it. It's everything around it, and so I really like that. Like I said, I almost switched. There was actually 2 movies that I almost switched to. One was the 30 Days of Night, and the other one was Last Voyage of the Demeter, which you get a small scene from the boat travel. So you get a little bit of that. But those things are more traditional horror, more creature feature than this. This is very story and psychological, and it's drawn out, and there's a lot to it. So at the end of the day, I gave this an 8.5. That gives us an average score of 8.25.
Pretty high rating.
So, Chris, that is a really good rating. I'm very surprised. I did not expect. I would say more Jeff and Chris. Their ratings surprised me more. Tim, you surprised me too by being quite as high as you were. I thought you might be a little bit lower. I'm not invested in your guys' rating. Your guys' rating are your ratings, and so
you're not invested in what we have to say. That's fucked up.
You're not invested in our ratings, but you're also surprised by them.
We'll see you next week.
Which one is it? Are you surprised by them or not?
I will be happy to engage in the People versus Chris on other movies like we did for The Substance, because clearly,
so you have an emotional response to our ratings. Then
if you just call a good movie trash, if you rated this a 4, I'd have a problem. But if you had rated this, anywhere between us,
I think I rated Jack Frost a 3. So this is not.
I gave Wolfman a 2. I think.
Yeah, I have a problem with that because I think it's way better than a 2. But
I think I'm being nice to it. But Jeff, was that
fighting words at the end of the night?
We've already fought. Jeff, was that correct? Let me give these scores one more time, because the last movie we did, I fucked the numbers up, and I'm like, oh, we got these, and if you paid attention to the episode, it's like, Chris, I know you did your best, but you're pretty wrong. Was that a 9, Jeff? And an 8.5, Tim?
Yep.
I gave it a 7 and an 8.5, Dave. That's not right. Why didn't they fucking come up right? Hold on. We're going to give it... That's what the magic of editing is. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's bring these up and see if they're right. They're right. Good job, Chris. Good job. You did it. But you know what that means?
Yay!
You did it!
Woo! Woo!
When's the last time Jeff got a highest score? It's been a minute. I don't know if I've ever had one. I can't wait till the day. But you've had one once?
I think Jeff had highest on Jack Frost.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think he gave it a 7.
We got nothing.
I have it in my handy dandy notebook. I went the highest on Jack Frost. I had a 5.
You son of a bitch.
When a 5's all you get, and it's for Babe.
Okay.
You know
what?
Best.
You have homework. Holiday World weekend. You have to watch Nosferatu and then watch Jack Frost.
Jeff was our highest rater for The Guyver and for Tormented.
There you have it. You know, Dave, I was thinking as you were talking, because I've had moments in the past where I'm like, I can't believe I asked us to watch this movie. More before Jeff and Tim were here, I know Chud 2 was one where I was like, okay, watch Chud 2, and then I'm like, I can't believe I asked another human being to watch this. Even though I think I gave it a 10 out of 10. Come find me in the streets if you have a problem with that. But yeah, listen, pick the movie and just go with it. That's part of the whole thing. Sometimes you'll be a little bit embarrassed.
I had to watch the Little Mermaid, and I was very embarrassed by that.
That was your third pick. That was your third pick.
Yeah, no, and I picked it specifically because I thought it would be bad.
I picked the shortcut once, and that was 7 years ago. Dave has never let me forget it.
The only scary Madison production as still to this day.
Yeah,
it destroyed a movie studio.
I'm doing my best to keep you guys comfortable to pick the worst things of all time, if that's what you choose.
After this week, I am certain that next season I will be picking the Shadow of the Vampire, where Willem Dafoe plays Max Schreck.
Is that Willem Dafoe?
I believe so, isn't it?
I was thinking is Malkovich in that? I was thinking it was Malkovich.
Oh, me. Oh, am I wrong? Okay, that's okay. It's still...
I don't know. We'll get to there though. I'm excited. Long story short, don't second guess yourself. Just pick it, man. Pick it. Comment it, like and subscribe it, and Patreon it. If you want to do that to us, I'll dance on a pole. I don't give a shit. I don't have a pole, but I'll find one.
No, Willem Dafoe is Max Schreck.
Oh.
So Willem Dafoe is Max Schreck, but John Malkovich is Frederick Murnau.
Okay.
So.
Okay. I'm just happy I knew Malkovich was in it, honestly. Next week, though, we're staying on the topic of some vampire stuff, and we're going back and visiting the Vordelak one more time. Jeff, what do you got to tell the people to build up your big spotlight episode? What else is there to say about the Vordelak? With just tease them. Don't give them the whole roll. Don't give them the whole Orlok. Give them just the tip.
It's just a different take on the movie.
We had a
Doing
worthwhile
the audiobook of the family Vordelak, right?
Yeah. And that is next week. So stick around. We're doing vampires bigly right now. And there you go. There's another week in the horror house. And here's the part where one of us doesn't know how to end an episode. So,
Dave's pick.
I'm going to be playing. I'm on call this weekend, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm on call. But as long as I'm trapped in the house, I'm going to be playing with the new machine I got next to me right here.
Yeah.
Somebody built a new computer, and I'm going to be playing with that this weekend.
If he can figure out how to plug in the HDMI cord to the video card, yes.
I've almost got the power plugged in.
There we go.
Pretty sure I'm getting that narrowed down.
That's half the battle. I just pissed on myself.
Nice.
Okay. We're off the poop talk and on to peeing on ourselves talk.
Dave, this was your pick this week, so final words. God damn it. Jeff, final words. Fuck you. Fuck. Jeff says no. We'll catch you guys next week. You got pistol guns. Woo. Same cemetery,
different grave.
You're stealing my lines? You stealing my
I did. I did.
Fair. I give you permission. I love you. Bye.
I'm going to be a star.
Bye.
What did I see Mia Goth is going to be in coming up?
I should turn that off. I thought Dave was going to do a thing with Mia Goth, but we're out. Tim, final words.
I'm looking it up. She's got something upcoming.
Dave's got
Star Wars. She's in the new Blade that's in development. She's going to be in the Star Wars Starfighter movie, and she's in the new Frankenstein movie. I think that's the Guillermo del Toro one. Yep.
I think Blade got canceled though.
Everything's coming up Mia Goth.
Weird that they don't want to make money.
You leave my girlfriend alone.
I'm making Dave hot for next week. We'll catch you then, everybody. Goodbye.
Later, everyone.